Welcome to Overdrive AF, the official podcast of Overdrive Fitness. My name is Teddy Gerzon, and I'm joined by Gina Marie Gerzon.
What's up? You like how I'm always listening to you so intently? I always pay attention.
As always, social media coordinator, Destroyer.
What's up?
And we have Titan and Brajol very loudly and presently attending this episode.
I love Desi's shirt.
Yes.
Honestly, I'm just trying to look more and more like him.
But why is Oscar the Grouch
awesome.
smiling? What is he so happy about?
He does have food.
It's just commanding good vibes. You can get Oscar the Grouch to smile.
He does look happy, actually.
Yeah.
And he does have an apple in his hand. An eaten apple,
Proper
however.
nutrition.
Yeah. I mean, that's why he's happy. He had an apple for the day, so it keeps a doctor away.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's like, God forbid I had to see another proctologist and live every day with his arm up my ass. So, here we are, episode 100 of the Overdrive AF. What was that?
Yeah, air horn.
Oh. Episode 100 of Overdrive AF. And, since one of the things that we constantly hammer home all the time is just keeping everything simple, keeping everything basic, this episode is getting back to basics with an E.
Where?
After the A.
Exactly.
Oh, get it? You see where we're going with this.
Yeah.
Back to basics with an E. What was that? My name is Stanley with a C.
Yes. I'm Carl with a K.
That was a good movie last night, too.
The Sitter.
You ever see The Sitter?
No.
It was basically like a parody of, it was like, it was basically the original Adventures in Babysitting, right? Except
I
it
believe
was
so.
with Jonah
Yes,
Hill.
with Jonah
And
Hill.
it had Jonah Hill's humor.
For sure.
So it went from a kid's movie to a Jonah Hill movie.
I like that.
Yeah. And then Sam Rockwell was in it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he's solid. And then it was just a great movie. Even Method Man made an appearance.
Oh my gosh.
Method Man works, man. He's in everything.
He
Yes.
finds.
He was in Luke Cage.
He was in Fairly Odd Parents.
Was he really?
Shout out to all the Zoomers.
How did I not know that?
He was the guy who rapped when the Pixies rapped.
Holy shit.
That was Method Man.
Dude, so I used to have that on as I was getting ready for high school. That used to come on like 6, 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
That's hysterical. Yes, in high school, I was putting on Nickelodeon as I was getting ready for the day.
Man, good shows are good shows.
Good vibes.
Yeah.
Fairly Odd Parents and Angry Beavers. Great way to start the day. Who wants to watch the news to start off their
Oh
day,
my
you know?
God.
That just puts you in a bad mood immediately.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's probably why Fidalgo's always in a bad mood.
Yeah.
So, yes, episode 100. We are excited that we get to deliver this episode because, this show kind of just started out of thin air. We're just like, screw it, let's just do it. It gave me a reason to actually take my rants and put it onto a platform so that they can be replayed over and over for all 7 viewers. But no, I'm just kidding. But
We're actually
it was.
close to 10,000 downloads on this show.
Are we really?
Awesome.
9,200 something.
And
That's crazy.
Members of ours had been telling us for a while, like, you guys really need to do a podcast. You have so much good stuff to say.
You do. I just have funny shit to say. It's like sweet and salty, you know.
It's the balance. We
It's-
preach balance here.
Yes.
That's very true.
See?
Desi.
Back to basics.
Yeah. All the
That is
old
very
things.
true.
Everything's gonna come full circle today. A circle.
And then this was, all during the lockdown too, so it gave us purpose. People would listen. We would keep them entertained
With our fireside chats.
Yeah.
in between all of the videoing, right?
the
The
live
sweat workout,
streams.
the live
Yeah.
streams,
Mhm.
where we were doing one every single day in 90-degree weather and
Insane.
humid, or whatever weather it was, honestly, because it had lasted quite quite a number of months. So it's been very purposeful for us too. I don't know. It's just, we try to be as informative as possible, as funny as possible, I guess.
And as relatable as possible.
Because I'm the funny one. No. I try sometimes.
We try to keep things as simple and as relatable as possible, because everyone that listens to this and follows the show, you're all humans. Like, you're not fucking sports scientists. You're not doctors. All of you, at least, right? So, why would we speak in complicated terms just to confuse you? Like, once in a while, I like to sound very photosynthesis, but, it's not necessary.
It's true.
Yeah. You gotta sprinkle it in every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And the research is constantly changing, so we do our best to stay on top of those things and deliver as best we can, because the better off, right? The more knowledge we have, the better we can take care of everybody here, athletes and adults together. That's the most important thing, I think. And everybody's got much longer commutes now, so more reason to listen.
Yeah.
Longer runs.
That's right. Yeah. You can learn and exercise at the same time.
Amidst the...
That's a double exercise.
Yeah. I mean,
your
that...
body and your mind.
This is true.
Yeah, the brain's working overtime because it's also telling the body which muscles to fire at the right time. And at the same time, it's absorbing information.
It is taxing, though. That's your central nervous system right there. Brain and spinal cord.
But that's
There
like
you go.
when they say to, like, chew gum while you study and then chew gum while you, like, take a test.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Seriously?
So it's like you associate the memory with, like, a specific movement.
See,
Maybe
that I
that's
did.
just a
I
myth,
thought we
but
weren't...
It's like you
So-
can just start bench pressing during your test and then ace it.
So that's like, if I were to relate that to my college experience and then just replace gum with Pop-Tarts,
Yeah.
then that was it. Yeah.
Yeah. Dining hall chicken patties.
Yeah, it was like I was in a fucking, I was in like in a physics hall full of like 400 other students. So,
Yeah.
who's gonna tell me I can't have my strawberry frosted Pop-Tarts? Nobody.
Oh, I always packed accordingly for exams. I had between the fact that my mother still has her chocolate store and my dad had a convenience store full of candy too. So it was between those two places, whether it was dark chocolate truffles or chocolate covered pretzels and I don't know, gummy bears and sweet tarts and other things, and then gum.
The stat.
Whatever. I had a serious like brown paper bag filled with the best that I could. I'm like, I need all the help I can get. So
Brain food.
exactly.
You never knew what was in Gina's brown paper bag. It could have been candy, chocolate, or 40s.
It was the prize.
You
Yeah.
know, double fisted. Just didn't have the electro tape.
Are you a Steel Reserve or OE 40 person?
Steel Reserve? Are you talking about wine? Or are you talking about no? Because that I can discuss. I have that education.
So why don't we cover how many miles you ran last week?
Yeah, so kind of a crazy week. I wasn't as on top of my stuff as I would have liked to be, but I still got in a solid 16 and a half
Nice.
miles last week.
Any jump shots?
No, the weather's been so fucking
It
weird.
has been
Weird,
shitty.
yeah.
You're just gonna have to shoot here after your workouts.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. There we go.
Really see if my arms are stronger.
You're gonna have more lift. Your jump shot's gonna look like Ray Allen's
More explosive.
shooting in a phone booth.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you need to get me to be able to dunk. Work on that vertical.
We can lower the
Spud
rim.
wet.
Spud Webb, baby. He was one of my favorites growing up because I was like, he's 5'7", I'm 5'7".
Yeah.
So, awesome. So 16 miles.
Yeah.
And did you lift last week?
I was in on Monday, so I got those split squats in.
Mm.
And you didn't want to come
Yeah.
back after that.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
I'm not sure when I'll be back. Yeah.
Today's workout was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
It was very quiet this morning. Very.
That's
quiet.
good.
Yeah,
We
no.
like when it's quiet.
Yeah.
People are actually working.
And then at one point I look around and people are just like laying on the ground in starfish position. I was like, how's everyone feeling? I was like, awesome. Still got a pulse.
Yeah, that's always the thing. Like when Jimmy or Anthony like ask me like how I'm doing with the
Mhm.
workout, I'm like, I don't know, like as good as I can.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to say good because I'd be a lie.
Can you ask me at the end of class? I don't have words right now.
I don't know. My thighs are on fire. So it's good and bad.
I guess I'm still alive.
Yeah.
We might need to call an ambulance. I
Yeah.
don't know yet.
We'll see if I
but
can walk to my car and then I'll have an answer.
So why don't we just piggyback off that, because one thing you just said kind of leads into one thing I wanted to talk about today. And you had just said your thighs are on fire, right? So a lot of people that work out, you know, and let's face it, most people when they first get into working out, they do like bodybuilding workouts, right? Because it was like the first thing to come on the scene, and you know, it's what everyone was doing in Venice Beach in the 40s and watching Jack LaLanne swim and pull a boat with his teeth, you know. So I think it was a Simpsons reference, right? Nice. So you know, it's just something we kind of can't escape, you know, and it's not a bad thing to work out like a bodybuilder, especially when you're first starting out, because then you get to learn a whole lot of different things that are pretty easy to achieve too, instead of just like having no idea what you're doing in the gym, and you're just a regular couch potato and you sit at a desk all day, and all of a sudden you try to hit a clean and jerk or a snatch. Like, that's not exactly the most feasible thing, but everyone knows how to curl without any instruction, so you know, why not? But when you do those workouts, which are great too, I'm not going to knock them, I love them, you know, you just got to keep in mind that there's a certain type of goal, right? And it's hypertrophy. Now, hypertrophy is the increasing of muscle mass, right? Or you're working out to try to increase your muscle mass, right? So there's actually two types of hypertrophy, right? And one of them is what you feel when you go through these bodybuilding workouts, right? When you feel the burn, that is the sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, right? So basically, here I go getting off photosynthesis again, right? So I'm just going to keep it simple as this. There's a cell, and obviously the center is a nucleus. Then there's all that fluid and bullshit around it, right? That's sarcoplasm, right? So when you are working out to feel the burn, right, you're breaking your body down, you're breaking the muscle fibers down, and they need to recover. So in order to recover, they start pulling in more nutrients and fluid into the cellular body, and over time, the more you do that, the more it's recovering, the larger the cell gets because the sarcoplasm is increasing. That's how you gain muscle mass, right? Then there's also myofibrillar hypertrophy, which is just increasing the volume of the actual muscle fibers that are responsible for the fast twitch movements. Okay, so when you attack that is the easiest way to get faster and more explosive and stronger without adding on mass, right? Because let's face it, if you come to us and, you know, especially for our adults, our weekday warriors, how many of our weekday warriors run as a hobby, including Destroyer? Right, a lot of them.
A lot of them.
You know,
yeah.
and we're not against it. If that's what gets you active and makes you happy, awesome. Run your 5Ks and half marathons and marathons. We're all for it, right? We're here to help you be better at whatever you want to do. So, you know, a lot of them, right? A lot of them are doing exactly what we're talking about when it comes to training for whichever hypertrophy, because a lot of them have they've increased, or I guess decreased, but they've improved their times in all of their runs. And basically the only change that they made to their routine was coming here to lift, right? Like
adding in strength training.
Adding in explosive strength training, right? And max effort strength training, basically, right? Because it's common practice for people, especially women. They're like, I don't want to get bulky, I don't want to get too big too fast, so I'm just going to lift very light weights for very high reps. Well, that's creating your sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. Because if you're just lifting such light weights so many times with so much volume, you're going to need so much extra time to recover, so much more fluid and nutrients to recover, that you are increasing your sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. That's what you're trying to avoid. So if you're, as a woman, if you're trying to get that tone, lean look and not gain any size or weight, guess what? By using only those light weights for high reps and high sets is going to give you what you're trying to avoid, right? Meanwhile, how many of our, especially female, we can even talk about just the female weekday warriors right now, how many of them that they run miles and miles and miles a week, all they added in was lifting with us? Because prior to coming to us, they were either going to a spin studio, running at Orange Theory, just running, doing boot camps, never actually doing any highly intense workouts. Like highly intense meaning like high load, like 90% or higher effort. Once they factor that in, so many of those women drop body fat. Either didn't gain weight or lost weight. And when I say they didn't gain weight, they were already light to begin with. But then they went from 120 skinny fat to 118 lean. Not a big overall change in body weight, but huge in fat mass, right?
And it's visible.
Yes. And
not much change in data, you mean, but visible change.
Well, in the one data, the overall weight.
Right.
But there was usually a huge change in their fat mass. That dropped significantly.
Right.
And then they replaced some of that with muscle. So it's a simple, and all we didn't do any super lightweight lifting for high reps, right? They benched, squatted, deadlifted, pressed, overhead pressed, right? Heavy fucking weight. And not one of them got bulky.
And it's specifically programmed and coached accordingly. Like there's always a method to the madness here. It's never just, okay, another boot camp, let's throw these 12 exercises in. Ready, 40 seconds, go. Next day, same thing. Okay, 40 seconds, go. That kind of thing.
Yeah, if you're doing HIIT workouts every day, you're not doing a HIIT workout. Because it's not exactly highly intensive. You can do it every fucking day. So let's just get that straight. Also, one thing was speaking from an athlete's perspective, right? All the sprinters out there, or even the female athletes that, they just need to become more durable and get faster and more explosive, but they don't want to gain weight, which is cool. I understand that, right? When you're training for myofibrillar hypertrophy, then, you're really only targeting something that's called mass-specific force. So that's the ability to create as much force compared to your body weight. Okay, as much force as possible compared to your body weight. So in doing so, in lifting heavy, doing efficient lifts and movements, like not just cable curls and shit like that, but it'll help. As far as sprinting, it'll help you produce more force every time your foot hits the ground and pushes away. And as far as long distance running, basically increasing your explosive strength and only increasing it by I think it's 1/10, the number is 1/10, it'll drop your 5K time down by over a minute just by getting a little bit stronger, because you're putting that much extra force into the ground, which seems like it's nothing, but you actually reduce the amount of strides you need to complete that 5K. So you get stronger without gaining weight by training for myofibrillar hypertrophy. You're putting more force into the ground every time your foot makes contact with it, which propels you forward for a longer stride, and you're also in the air a little bit longer, right? So that then results in less strides in whatever distance you're trying to run, right? So
and we have
it's a win-win.
Two ladies that just completed a half marathon.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So Beth Greenwood, she took 10 minutes off of her best time, and Carissa Seidenfrau, she ran. It wasn't a half. Was it a half mile? A half marathon? I have to check, but she took 10 minutes off of her best time too.
Yeah.
And these are two ladies that have now started to implement very specific strength training.
Mm-hmm. Go figure.
And they're lean and strong, and they look great.
And guess what? Coming back full circle. This is all just basic, right? So squatting, benching, deadlifting, what do you really need to do all that? Squatting and benching requires the most equipment because you actually need a rack and a bench. But deadlifting is just the fucking bars on the ground. Pick it up. Like, it's really that simple. And oh my God, something so simple is resulting in amazing fucking outcomes. But, you know, at the end of the day, people would rather pay for sexy and go into the studio with loud music and LED lights, running on a hamster wheel for an hour and wondering why they're just skinny fat. And it's because, you know, they're not doing what's necessary to achieve their goal. Kind of like a lot of the athletes I see these days, high school athletes, you know, it's everyone wants to go D1, but they have a fucking junior high athlete work effort. So, you know, when you know what you want, you got to do what it takes to get there. It's that simple. Anything else to add onto this subject? I mean, I don't even care what tangent you want to take it on, but
and just specifically working on our goal is not necessarily to get bigger, to get stronger, but working specifically not just the muscle belly, but the tendons and the ligaments themselves. Yes. To work the whole entire picture. So that's always our goal here too, is the way our workouts are set up, fundamentally, basically, but nothing sexy. We've never been that type. It's just get in, get out, very specific, the goal oriented, working the muscle belly, but the tendons and the ligaments, and you can see it in the programming, and you can see it in the workouts themselves. So it's very straight and to the point, straightforward and to the point, and they're very effective if you do them properly and you follow the instruction properly and you listen to your coach or coaches. They're extremely effective, and with all of our members, specifically the ones that are doing nutrition, you can see the difference. And I think, I feel, and I'm sure you agree with me that the programming is solid,
yeah,
and it works.
And let's also just
and the ladies look amazing.
Yes,
the guys too, but the ladies, because they're the ones more specifically that could be concerned about. I don't want to look too bulky. I don't want to get too big. And then when they meet me too, so I've been training for how long? And I train very similarly to the way that we train our adults here, and even our athletes too. We throw in what we need to throw in when we want to and when we need to. I'm tiny, and I can hang with the boys any day, anytime. So, and I say that with pride because the programming works, and I'm proud of our ladies. I'm proud of our gentlemen too, and our athletes, the ones who are here and put in the time.
And let me just get one thing clear too. Like, even though what I said with the myofibrillar hypertrophy, that I'm saying that if you work for that goal, then you won't put on any extra mass. Let's not negate nutrition. Your nutrition has to be on point too. So But the thing is, they need to work together. So you can't be training like a bodybuilder with shit nutrition and expect great results. You know, it's you gotta mesh the two together properly.
And it's the same with the athletes too.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that are complaining that, you know, they want to get faster and stronger and more powerful, and, you know, their screen time is always up, but they're not focusing on getting quality sleep, and that's the adults too.
Mm-hmm.
Packing snacks maybe in between their classes, and even with the adults too, packing their meals and their snacks. You know, prepping maybe on the weekend. Just focusing on their hydration, making, you know, time for their workouts, right? Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah.
All of those things, minimizing their stress as best that they can, because life can be crazy sometimes. There's certain things that, you know, you kind of control the controllables, and, you know, you just leave the rest. You do what you can. But it's all those things, you know, checking those things off, and stop making excuses, you know?
So, moving on, another big thing we want to talk about today, something very simple and very basic. That was actually unintentional.
Yeah.
I didn't actually mean to throw it in there like that, but that was dope. It's, you know, we're approaching the Christmas season, the holiday season, and if you weren't aware of that, then clearly you live under a rock, because they've been pushing candy canes and Santa Claus in every grocery store and home improvement store possible.
It's like Halloween.
Yeah, since Halloween, yeah. Yeah, I remember going to buy Halloween candy, and then I was like, oh, let me run across the street to Lowe's. And I was like, the fuck? Christmas decorations? Already? It wasn't even Halloween. But with that season comes the, obviously the holiday season always brings on copious amounts of unnecessary calories. But one of the more common things that a lot of you basic bitches will consume is the Peppermint Mocha Latte. The famous Peppermint Mocha Latte. And I will not lie, I've had them a few times, and I enjoy them. But I also hate going to Starbucks, so that's why I haven't had one in a long time. Even though finding out about the puppuccino almost makes me want to go to Starbucks.
Is that for dogs?
It's a drink for dogs. It's basically just foam.
I think it's just foam, yeah.
And
so
they
get
love
excited.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's not enough for me to go there.
Kind of like the ice cream that they make for the dogs too, because I know Michelle Janetta brought it in for
Braj's birthday.
Yeah, so we could give it to him for his birthday.
Yeah, because that day I was like, oh shit, it's Braj's birthday, we gotta celebrate. And she was like, oh, did you get him cake? I was like, no. And then she was like, oh, I gotta get you something. And she comes back like an hour later with dog ice cream.
I know.
And I was like, that's fucking great. They're like doggy Dixie cups.
They weren't sure what to do at first.
Yeah, they had no idea. They're like, wait, what do I do with this? And then
I can eat this?
Then I like
I'm
forced
allowed?
Titan to lick it, and he was like, oh, okay.
This is pretty good.
All right, back up, master. Let me get to work. He didn't even lick the ice cream. He literally just like bit it in half. And it was like, what's up? So, peppermint mocha lattes, right? A 16 ounce, Starbucks terms, a grande, right, is 440 calories. So a tall is like over 500, right? And, I mean, at that point, you're not even drinking anything for caffeine. You're having dessert. That's what you're doing. You're having dessert at least once a day at that point. Most people 2 to 3 because they're obsessed with Starbucks. And I mean, let's say you had it twice a day. There's an extra 1,000 calories that you just had. So what we would like to do is help you still enjoy it, but in a smarter, less calorie dense way, right? Mm-hmm. So one of the easiest. Let's construct a latte first. All right. So you have either your single or double shot, right, of espresso, and then you have the milk, right? Usually it's whole milk, unless you request for a different type of milk, and
steamed milk.
It's steamed, yes. It is steamed. There's no foam in a latte.
That's a cappuccino.
Yes.
It's 1/3 of each, actually.
So a regular latte would just be those 2 ingredients. Then people that usually have regular lattes throw in a sweetener of some sort. Okay, sugar or calorie-free. A peppermint mocha latte is fucking delicious, but it includes a lot of pumps of that peppermint syrup, right? Which brings up the calorie content super high, right?
And whipped cream and everything.
Yes, and then the whipped cream. So people will be like, oh, I don't put any sugar in it. It's like, yeah, but you had 8 pumps. So you did. So a regular peppermint mocha, or a 16-ounce peppermint mocha latte from Starbucks has 54 grams of sugar alone, which cracks me up because there's a lot of people that will have that and act like it's not a big deal, but then will jump down my throat for having a regular can of Coke or even a diet soda, and they're like, you're destroying your body with that. I'm like, so are you. And no, I'm not destroying my body with a 0-calorie fucking diet soda. But that's another topic for another day.
Because we ate rice with dinner.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could eat a potato? You how much potato did you eat? What? All those carbs?
Throwing your life away.
Yeah. Your carbs make you fat. It's like, so you don't eat carbs. Why are you fat?
And at that point, you're not even there for the caffeine kick, because the amount of sugar that's in that drink overtakes the amount of caffeine. It's all of a sudden your insulin is just like...
Yeah. Yeah, any
you know?
any energy that you tried to consume, any caffeine you tried to consume for energy, is then now being shifted into digesting all the extra calories you just put into your body. So it's a stalemate.
Pancreas is like, doesn't know what to do. Mayday! Mayday! Man down!
So one easy thing you can do to decrease the amount of calories in a peppermint mocha latte, first thing you should do is switch out the whole milk. So almond milk, or if the purists want to call it, almond drink, because milk only comes from mammals.
And at this point, Starbucks has all different kinds of non-dairy milks. They'll have oat milk, they'll have cashew milk, they'll have almond milk, they'll have soy milk. So you can, or even skim milk maybe, if you wanted to stay dairy and just start to cut things down. You can make a better choice. So there's good, better, best, I always say. You can always make a better choice. What could be the best choice in the situation if you choose it, you know?
So even if we were going to just stick with the almond milk, right? And a cup of almond milk is like 40 calories. And if you had a 20-ounce latte, you're going to have probably 2 cups of that, right? With a double shot of espresso. So, you know, that's 80 calories right there. And then you could, I mean, you don't need 6 pumps of peppermint mocha. So, what was it that James the Brit said? There's the skinny.
Oh, Coach Jimmy was the cold foam. It was right, the skinny.
Yeah, you can do the milk and the coffee and the pump into the cold foam.
Nice.
Yeah. So then, and that pump is significantly less in calories. So basically, do the skinny, switch the milk out with the almond milk. The espresso, like a double shot's only going to be like 11 or 12 calories. So don't worry about having either a single or a double. And boom, you have your holiday treat for 100 calories or less. And we bring that to you on the 100th episode. Full circle.
And that's all logged. You can log all of that if you need to.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys are logging your calories and your macros.
All right, quick. What would you rather have at that calorie content? That peppermint mocha latte or a Rice Krispie treat?
A Rice Krispie treat. I'm not a coffee guy, so maybe I'm a little biased. But I feel like even if I was...
I would go with the Rice Krispie treat because fuck Starbucks.
Yeah. They even have their own little weird version of it. It's not as good.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, oh, it's in clear plastic wrapping, so I know what I'm getting. Fuck that. Give me all the chemicals. All of them.
Chocolate Rice Krispie treats, too.
Mm-hmm. Do you see Rice Krispie treats came out with the home style Rice Krispie treats?
No.
They're supposed to be like fluffier.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. I went to go buy them. I was like, I saw them, and I'm like, maybe I'll buy that next time. Went back, shelf was cleaned up. I was like, damn.
The best Rice Krispie treats are the ones that come right out of the pot when your mom would make them.
Yeah.
Like literally hot out of the pot, and you just eat them like that. Like not even. Oh man.
My parents were earthy crunchy. We never had the homemade.
Oh man, Desi.
We didn't even have sugary cereal. The first time I tried fucking Fruit Loops was freshman year of college.
Really?
Because I was a sheltered child.
Oh man. God, we need like.
We only got to get that like sugary shit from grandma.
Oh.
Wow.
We need like a hot plate so we
were
could make
sick
it here.
Yeah. Because you weren't used to digesting it.
No,
Jeez.
because we wanted to go to grandma's house and get fucking Pop-Tarts.
That was the best. Oh man.
You need balance in your life.
My mom's always loved like the sweet too, so hence the chocolate store. Hello. But yeah, so we always had. My grandmother was always making the cookies. My one grandmother always cook. I mean, she would cook too, but she was always the baker. My mom's mom. Oh my god. But yeah, we would always have sweet stuff. Italian, and we'd have all the sweet stuff too.
Ditto.
So we're gonna have to do that for Desi one day. I don't know. We're gonna have to figure that out.
What, a children's cereal
Nice homemade.
sampler?
No, but
Oh.
and now they do that too, right? It's not even Rice Krispie treats. They use like all different kinds of cereal to make like a treat with the
True.
different types of cereal.
Yeah.
Like that was a thing too for a while.
Forgot
Like
about that.
Cheerios. What else? Like
Oh, yeah,
Chex
like the
cereal.
Milk Bar.
They would do yeah.
I used to eat those like by the box in the back of Miss Hinchcliffe's English class junior
my
year.
brother
They
used
were
to
in
like
the
those.
vending machine.
At one point, she was just like, "Teddy, you gotta be more discreet about it." I remember one day she just like she pulled me aside because I walked in with like a bacon, egg, and cheese and a bowl of cereal, and she was like, "Teddy, come on."
Oh my
It's
god.
like that
I was like,
meme
"But
where
you said I could eat."
yeah, that meme where it's like no eating in class, and it's like the kids in the back of the class, and it's like those like chefs in China making like the giant like.
Yeah. I used to love how I always like my dumbass thought I was being like so smart about it too. I'm like, I'm gonna sneak this bar. I have it under the desk so the teacher can't see it. Meanwhile, there's nothing on the front of the desk so they can see everything from this front of the room.
Yeah.
And all you hear is like someone's reading their paragraph and you just hear,
Yeah.
and that's me
And then
ripping the
doing-
wrapper
and
off
then
the
doing it
clothes.
slowly makes it quieter for some.
Yeah. Yep, that was me.
I don't know.
Your
They
resident
need-
fat ass in high
They
school.
need to allow you guys, like, they should have, I don't know.
Yeah.
Even with the kids now, I feel so bad. It's like some of the teachers don't allow them to eat during class. I mean, it's bad enough that lunch is at 10 a.m. and they don't even eat breakfast. Like, it's not
The
good.
professors and teachers weren't narcs and just let you eat when you wanted.
Yeah.
As long as it wasn't disruptive. I mean, that's how you need like fuel to pay attention. That's how your brain functions. Jesus.
So,
Now that we're hungry.
yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So again, remember the simple tips to get a 100 or less calorie peppermint mocha latte, and also remember to lift heavy ass weights, especially if you don't want to gain any size, right? In conjunction with nutrition, of course. But if you're trying to avoid that bodybuilding look, stop doing bodybuilding exercises. Whoa. I know, fucking
Another
crazy, right?
mind blown. Yeah.
Anything else to add?
I think we covered everything.
I forget the holiday flavor for muscle egg, but I got my
it
last
gingerbread?
gallon of. Let's look it up. I forget.
I'm trying to remember.
I got my last gallon of pumpkin spice
Wait, gingerbread?
the other day.
Basic bitch season doesn't end; it just transforms.
Yeah. It
I-
just has a new
Yeah.
flavor of the month.
Flavor is it?
Flavor.
The suspense is killing me.
Yeah.
I know.
Put a big drum roll here.
Come on,
Exactly.
Optimum
Or like
Online.
suspenseful like Hans Zimmer music or something.
Oh, this year the seasonal. Oh wait, no. Yeah, they don't have anything yet for it. So it's chocolate, caramel, chocolate, cake batter, vanilla, fruit cereal, which
They
is
have
one of my
chocolate
favorites.
mint. They do have chocolate mint.
Yes. chocolate mocha, original, organic, strawberry, key lime pie, which are out of stock, pumpkin spice, and mint brownie.
I do happen to love the cake batter, the strawberry, the vanilla, and the pumpkin spice. Those are all delicious.
So the holiday themed flavor is to be announced.
Yeah. The holiday flavor will be getting the original, because there's no flavor in that, and then blending it with some of your homemade coquito. And there's your Puerto Rican eggnog with protein.
There you go.
There you go. Boom. Another tip for you. So, yeah, always...
A non-calorie one. You could do that with maybe some coconut milk or cashew milk or almond milk or something like that.
Mm-hmm. And since you're having coquito with it and you want to feel like a real derelict, be like, throw it on the rocks.
You could. I mean... Or some frozen berries or something. You know? Just put them in there. I'm just saying, you know, people are, you know, trying to be mindful.
Remember, check out muscleegg.com/overdrive to get 10% off your order. And always also check Prestige Labs. You can go to overdrivefitnessny.com, click on Prestige Labs, and you'll get our discount on all their products, up to 40% on most of them. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have you release a holiday protein shake recipe utilizing the Prestige Labs vanilla protein for this upcoming week. All right?
Vanilla ice cream.
Vanilla ice cream protein.
But there's also cookies and cream and the chocolate too. So the cookies and cream could be like a minty cookies and cream because...
Yeah, no, there's
a...
I got one of those up my sleeve. There was something else I wanted to say and I can't remember. But I think that's enough for this week. Anything else to add to the 100th episode? We're still here, baby.
Yep, and just thank you for everybody, you know, following us on this journey.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's continually evolving.
I appreciate all the fan mail. So, all the fan mail I haven't gotten, but I appreciate all of it.
Yeah.
So...
No, it's just weird because, like, I check the numbers every week and I see that people listen to it, but whenever people in the gym are like, yo, I listened to the episode, I'm like...
Yeah, I know, me too, yeah. Yeah, they'll be like, that was funny what you said, and I'm like, I don't even know what I said.
Yeah.
One of my longtime clients that, I mean, just through the lockdown, we hadn't seen, and I don't think I'd seen her for like 18 months, and she's like, I listened to you all through the past 18 months, I always listen to your podcast. So that made me, I mean, and somebody that I've been training for, I don't know, 8-9 years or something.
Yeah, and it's like,
so
some of those people...
Nice to,
oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, it's just nice to know that the people maybe that you wouldn't even expect that,
Mm-hmm.
she's one of my personal training clients, not even in our Weekday Warrior classes, but somebody that I've known for a long time. Yeah, so I guess we're funny enough.
Yeah.
I guess we hit the mark there.
Well, she's a one-on-one client, so then she's an ultimate warrior. Not even ultimate weekday warrior. But, yeah, no, going off of that, it is funny to hear, you know, some people say, like, they catch you off guard and like, that was a great episode. I'm like, wait, you know what a podcast is?
Mm-hmm. And, you know, just members coming back in and being like, you know, I've learned so much from the podcast, and, you know, just the little tips that we give constantly, and you're like, you know, you changed my world by doing this, that, and the other thing, or just by starting to track my steps, or just by increasing my vegetables, or just by eating breakfast in the morning, or just by, you know, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've learned a lot from doing this. I didn't know shit about shit when I started doing this.
See?
I've been sitting through an hour lecture on fitness every week for 100 weeks. So.
There you
Man,
go.
Des. And we couldn't have done it without Desi. So it's like, you know,
Destroyer.
The team. Destroyer. I'm sorry.
Got to stick to his stage name.
I know it.
You have a star in the making here.
I know it. But yeah, team effort. We've been through the good, bad, and the ugly, right, Desi?
For sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. everything. And we plan on continuing to bring you guys the best. With Titan and Braj, who I know they work the hardest here.
Sure.
This will be a double session for them today. So they're here in the morning and they'll be back later in the afternoon. So
I think
getting their beauty sleep.
I think they're going on like their 72nd straight month of Employees of the Month.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
They are the heart and soul. The selling point.
And if you don't like them, get out.
They bring good energy.
We had a woman call up the other day. She wanted to schedule a consultation. She's like, I saw on your website that you have dogs there. She's like, I don't know if that's going to work for me. And I was like, yeah, I don't think it is. She's like, are they there a lot? I'm like, all the fucking time. Bitch. Oh, you don't like dogs? I don't like you.
Yeah.
My God, everybody loves seeing them here.
There has to be some line in the sand of who can and can't
Yeah.
be initiated.
Strike one.
Here, yeah.
That's just a huge strike one already.
You don't have to love dogs, but you can't not like them if you want to be here. Especially these guys. I mean, look how active they are.
They get up on you sometimes.
They do. Your aunt loves. Oh my God. She gives herself a few minutes of just some good just petting time.
Yeah.
You know.
That's been my selling point to get people to come in. Like, yeah, it's good workouts, but also there's dogs and cats in here all the time.
Oh my God. And they take the cake sometimes. You could be explaining stuff and then all of a sudden, like, okay, don't mind so-and-so, don't mind Abra, don't mind Don. Stare down.
Yeah, Derek. Yeah, so let's make a note of that. Next episode, let's go over Aunt Dawn's progress.
Yeah, let's do it.
She's been doing well, right?
Yes. I mean, I think people
Or we
are
could save it to the
constantly-
end of the 6-week Kickstart. That's what we could do, too. But let's definitely
And then
highlight
Jimmy, we have to go. Jimmy's making excellent progress, and this is week 4 for him.
James the Brit.
Coach Jimmy. So
I think Derek Jeter wants to make an appearance for the 100th episode.
But you know, we come in for different reasons. So some people have very physical goals. Some people have mental, psychological goals to hit. Some people it's just different things, and it's nice to know that we're able to cater to their needs as best we can, of course.
All right, so to wrap it up, thank you for tuning in to this 100th episode of Overdrive AF. We look forward to delivering you more hilarious and factual content. So tune in next week for another episode of Overdrive AF. We're out.